Creamer Media's Mining Weekly is interviewing Cobus Lourdes, the CEO of Pan African Resources, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange and London-listed gold mining company. Hi Cobus, it's great to chat to you once again. What positive impact is the high gold price having on the many irons that Pan African has in the fire?
Yeah, Martin, it's fair to say we are really enjoying certainly the exceptionally high Rand gold price. We pretty much unhedged as of the end of February. So we're seeing all of that sort of high gold price now come through in terms of cash flows. So it's a great positive for us. You know, I think we've said in our most recent release that at the prevailing gold price, we should be pretty much debt-free in the next 12 to 18 months, which is a fantastic position for us to be in. But also, obviously, now is accelerating the payback periods of all of the projects that we are undertaking. You know that we commissioned MTR in October. So at the current gold price, that project pays back really quickly, as will Australia, which is now in the throes of commissioning.
And, you know, you've been talking about 200,000 ounces a year, but do you think that you could be north of that in financial year 2026?
Well, it's quite exciting in terms of growth. Yes, Martin. I mean, 2026 will be, all other things being equal, an exceptional year from a production perspective, with full years of production, obviously from MTR and then also from Australia. So we're seeing the 2026 production number well north of 270,000 ounces, which not an awful many other producers can do, I guess, in terms of production growth over such a short space of time.
And looking at the Soweto cluster now, what are the chances of South Africa seeing another standalone processing facility for Soweto cluster tailings?
Well, we'd love to obviously grow further in the tailings space. Again, we constructed all of MTR in 14 months, and that plant is doing very well. So we've said to the market we're busy with feasibility studies, and I think we'll have quite a clear picture as to where we're headed by September or October of this year. And definitely it could include a further Soweto plant in time.
What about, that remnant hard rock at Soweto cluster? Is dealing with that looking feasible?
We're still busy with a feasibility on a hard rock circuit, but it's not a primary focus for us. I mean, you know, we have more than sufficient tailings reserves with MTR or Mogale and Soweto to keep us going for 20 years or more. So that really is the focus for us to come up with additional initiatives to increase value even more than what we've done.
And what's the latest on the restructuring of Sheba in Barberton?
Discussions are ongoing. I believe that that's with all stakeholders, including our unions. And I believe we'll be able to get everything done before the end of this financial year, so before the end of June. And that'll put the Sheba operation on a much better foot.
And, you know, the entry into Australia with Tennant Consolidated Mining Group, or TCMG, gold and copper, is that living up to expectations?
Well, it's very exciting, Martin. So we closed that transaction in December. And yes, the mills will start turning end of April, beginning May. So we're quite comfortable that we will start producing gold before the end of this financial year. And again, it's not often that you are able to enter a new jurisdiction like we've done and then be producing within 6 months with such a lot of exciting growth also. So yes, we are quite pleased with the progress that the team is making in Australia, and we'll definitely do an update in terms of the market before the end of this financial year.
And so you've got your own processing plant there, and is that what you say will be producing the first gold in the last quarter of 2025 financial year?
100%. It's a plant that has the capacity of processing some 70,000 tons per month. And we're actually building a stockpile right next to this plant as we speak. So by the time the mills start turning, we'll have 100,000 tons sitting in front of the plant at a grade of about 1.7, 1.8 grams per ton.
And getting back to South Africa, you know, Mogale has been just what the doctor ordered for the people of Mogale City. With that mine being rehabilitated, it's given a lot of people new hope. And you have stated that balancing social and environmental considerations is a top priority. Why is it such a top priority for PanAf to make sure that communities and the environment also benefit when you do things?
Our mantra in terms of ESG is going beyond compliance. And I think MTR or Mogale is again an example of this. We're doing a lot of rehabilitation, cleaning up the water, improving air quality. So that's a great positive. Even from a crime perspective, I think the residents of Kagiso and Mogale have seen a big improvement. And we've started rehabilitation on the Soweto cluster also. And that's why also starting operations in Soweto is a priority for us, because that's really the way in which one can clean up and rehabilitate, is by treating these tailings. So that's why, this feasibility and us just looking at our options is so important.
And you spoke about hedging earlier. When will you be completely unhedged? Can I put it that way?
Well, I think in practice at this point, we are completely unhedged. We have a couple of small collar structures, but they're not out of the money. And that very punitive hedge was all done at the end of February, which we were very happy with. So now, as I said at the outset, we are benefiting from what is an exceptionally attractive gold price.
You moved very fast into renewable energy generation, and you seem to be non-stop go in that area. Can you give us some insights on what's planned in the renewable energy, and also, what will that mean for decarbonization and savings?
Sure. Yeah, we were, if you remember, the first South African miner to commission a large-scale plant, and then we proceeded also to build a facility at Barberton. So between those, the monthly saving for the group is now about 8 million rand. So that's quite material. We're busy now with projects to construct solar, both at MTR and then also to expand the footprint at Evander. So the idea would be to get certainly one of those done in the next 18 months or so. And then also, obviously, pursuing further power purchase agreements to further increase our renewable energy footprint.
So if we looked at total megawattage, what would it be likely to amount to?
Currently, we have just under 20 megawatts installed. The plants that we're looking at, Evander and MTR, is sort of in the order of 20 megawatts each. And then we have a power purchase agreement for another 40 megawatts. So we're pushing quite hard, in the next 3-4 years to have almost 50% of our energy requirements come from renewable energy.
And finally, Cobus, what's the big takeaway?
Well, the big takeaway is that with Pan-African, investors are exposed to what is, as I said, an exceptional gold price with very attractive, low cost, low risk production growth in the near term. So it's an exciting time for us.
That was Creamer Media's Mining Weekly, speaking to Cobus Loots, the CEO of Pan-African Resources.